I decided that LA was going to give me a little bit more opportunity than Las Vegas might. Just in terms of like economically, I felt like there was more going on here. I came out of college from UNLV in 2009, and it was at the worst of the worst for our economy, especially in Vegas. It was just very depressed, and I had gone to school to get my education degree, and a lot of my friends, my college colleagues, were having a hard time finding jobs. We're getting teaching jobs with no security and no health insurance and no incentives, and it just was totally unappetizing for me. It was just not something I wanted to get into. I didn't want to run a classroom full of 30 kids with no aid, no assistance, and so I just decided to take a couple years off and figure out if there was a different route for me, knowing that maybe I could always go back to teaching. I've always had a deep love for children and education, and always thought that I might navigate myself back to it. But it just provided a window of opportunity for me to keep my options open. And I decided that LA was going to give me a little bit more opportunity than Las Vegas might. Just in terms of economically, I felt like there was more going on here. I didn't know if, maybe I wanted to get into the industry, or if I wanted to work in hospitality out here, or I just didn't really know, but my heart kind of told me that I needed to get to LA. So I did. I moved to LA and worked odd jobs, and fell into Shutters, which was just so wonderful. I knew about Shutters because my best friend got married there. And we were sitting on the beach one day, and this was before she had decided to get married at Shutters. And I don't know if you've been to Shutters, but on the beach, we were sitting there laying out. She was engaged, and she looked up at Casa Del Mar, and she looked up at Shutters, and she was like, "Which one should I get married at?" And I love Nantucket and East Coast style and Cape Cod, and so I pointed at Shutters, and we went and had a glass of champagne, and ironically, Scott was our server. And so then fast forward a year later, she's gotten married there. I've decided to move to LA, and I'm like, if I'm gonna work a serving position, I'm going to work at Shutters. So I walked right in, got a job at Shutters, and then 2 months later was in the WSCT program, and taught by Peter Neptune. And he was talking about how Moscato was thriving, and sparkling Moscato in particular. And it just kind of led me to where I'm at now with Honey Bubbles. Scott and I talked about it on a break, and he kind of took the lead there with Peter and was like, what if I start a sparkling Moscato company? And then we played around with the name, and it was all a joke at the beginning until we decided we really thought we were onto something. And then we were really blessed. We found funding within the first 6 months of trying to find funding, and then there's definitely been learning curves. It hasn't been easy, but it's been extremely serendipitous, and I am very grateful for every opportunity.